Alright, so here is my automated plant watering system concept. It's not hooked up to a plant right now because I need to be able to show all of the components working. But right now, the water sensor is in a cup of water and the screen is showing 46%. The level may need to be adjusted a little bit, but that's where it's at right now. Every 10 seconds it goes, or every 5 seconds it goes into low power mode for 10 seconds, and in between there it puts readings onto the SD card. And right now, since the water level is high enough, the motor doesn't turn on. However, if I take out the moisture sensor, now you can see the moisture's low and it turns on the motor for 3 seconds. It'll continue that. We'll wait for another 10 seconds. It'll take another moisture reading and then it'll turn on the motor again because the moisture value is low. Then if I put this back in, see it's now back in the water. Next time it takes a moisture level, it does not power the motor. I'm going to unplug the system so I can take the SD card out. Alright. So I'm going to take the SD card out to prove that there is data written on it. Here's the SD card. Put it in the slot. Now we're going to go over here. Open moisture.txt. And here are all the moisture levels that it was taking during the process. Let's step through the code a little bit. So, first off, we have the initializations for the screen and then the sleep factor for when it puts it to sleep. Just find the display that's going to be used. This is the pin mode for the output pin for the motor. This initialized the screen, which I'll show you the function for a little bit later. This initializes the SD card. This sets the wake up to happen on a timer, which I have set for 10 seconds. Then this will read the SD, or this will place the SD value into the SD card of the current moisture reading. This will print the value of the current moisture reading to the screen. This, if the moisture level is beneath a certain threshold, turn on the motor for 3 seconds and then turn it back off, and then initialize deep sleep. For the SD card reading, we have a character string that we change our get moisture value into the character string so it could be written in a text file. Append that into a text file. Here's a formatting so it looks like moisture, the value, and then a %. This initializes the screen, just begins the display, clears the display, sets the text size to 1, and sets the color to white. This prints the value on the screen, clears the display, sets the cursor at that 010, prints moisture %, and % onto the screen so you can see it. Get moisture takes an analog read from the sensor pin, which I have defined up here. And prints the moisture in the cereal. Oh, and factors in for a percentage of the moisture level. Prints moisture to the cereal level. And then prints the moisture to the cereal. Then I have a few functions for creating directories, removing directories, reading files, writing files, appending to files, renaming files, deleting files, and testing files for writing to the SD card. Those I all got from Random Nerd Tutorials on the SD card example. Now let's take one quick look at the circuit itself. So we have, first off, these two clock and data pins for the I2C are coming over to the I2C bus over here. The Meso-Mosey clock and CS pins go to these pins over here, 5, 18, 23, and 19. The 21 and 22 are the I2C pins. Then I have my moisture sensor connected to ground and voltage, and then the analog data goes to VP for analog 0 input. Then I have my motor hooked up to a transistor, which the transistor's connected to pin 33, and that's what turns on the motor when it comes time to it. And that's a basic look at my circuit, my code, and my project in general. Thank you very much.